Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste here with the Astro and the Oracle program on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the astrology, and then I'm going to pull Oracle cards for guidance to help you navigate the rest of the week. I'm going to be using Flight of the Butterfly Tarot. This is a new deck from Kelly Burton. She is an amazing artist and intuitive, and she has multiple decks, and I love each and every one of them. This is her newest deck, and you can go to sacredsoultarot.com to get your copy. She's an independent creator, so I encourage you to support her. Her artwork is incredible. And this deck focuses on Eros and Psyche, and Aphrodite is also involved. Yeah. In ancient Greek, soul and butterfly shared one name, Psyche. This is the soul journey, the passion and desire, the human shadow. And it draws inspiration from a passion for tarot, the symbolism of butterflies representing transformation, mythology, Jungian psychology, and the scientific insights of Edward Lorenz, known as the butterfly effect. Ooh, the butterfly effect. We're really seeing that in real life where, a butterfly, it shakes its wings somewhere and there's an effect across the world or something like that. I forget the whole story, but anyway, hey, hi, Jem. I'm a Jem. So good to see you, Jane. And Lara, hey, Victoria, my sister, nice to see you. And everyone, okay, welcome. Hey, Tiffany, happy birthday. I think your birthday is coming up really soon. And hey, Casey Imaginary Restaurant, welcome. And Raven, everyone. Yes. So I hope this eclipse, which was extremely intense, it was at 29 degree of Virgo, the last degree of the sign. There's also Mars at the eclipse was at 29 Libra, where Mars is in its detriment. So there was a lot of intensity with this eclipse because the last degree of a sign is a degree of crisis and decay. It holds all the energy and then wants to do something, and there could be I found last week I had a lot of nervous energy, a little anxiety, and then once the eclipse happened, it was like poof. It went away, it settled down, and I've been sleeping great the last several days. So I hope if you are having any kind of thing going on that you're feeling better. Anything physical, please go to the doctor because Virgo's a sign of health. It's also a sign of systems. There are several stories in the news I want to point out. So the UN had a meeting yesterday, their conference, and apparently, thank goodness, I don't know which agency it was, but the FBI or Secret Service or something found that there was an apartment in Queens that had thousands of these SIM cards and servers and things, and what they were planning to do, and I think they're blaming China, was trying to jam communications so that New York City people would not be able to communicate with one another. So that was a foiled plot, and it's not surprising that there was a plot to attack because what happened also was that Mars squared Pluto, and that's happening today. So notice, and Mars in Scorpio, this secret, and Scorpio has to do with organized crime, and squaring Pluto in Aquarius, trying to devastate Pluto Aquarius communications during this group event. So that's a story that just happened. But the biggest event that I think impacts all of our lives is about Jimmy Kimmel. So why don't I talk about that? So last Thursday, I believe it was, on the day that Mercury in Virgo was opposite Saturn in Pisces, Mercury communicates, Saturn is the authority, it limits, it controls. ABC took him off the air for making fun of the president, and he said something. He said out loud what lots of people are thinking, you know, unfortunately, this horrible assassination, the shooter, they cannot tie him into any leftist groups. His family is right-wing, and he made a comment about how they were trying to tie him to the left, and they're not. So anyway, he made a comment, and yeah, the head of the FCC made it clear that he and his actions were what led to and pressuring the ABC led to them taking him down off the air. Well, freedom of speech is so important to democracy, to America. The next day, the Mercury, which moves communication, went into the sign of Libra and opposed Neptune and Aries. So Jimmy Kimmel became a Neptune and Aries figure, a mythic hero. People around the world, not just in the United States, started canceling Disney, Hulu, canceling Disney cruises. They lost $4 billion in market cap in a matter of days. The sun went into Libra on Monday, and last night he is back on the air. Libra rules arts and culture and things like that. He's a sun type figure, a leader, and he came back on his show and he skewered the president and the FCC for what they've done. So it's a victory for free speech. People on the right and the left, in between, around the world came together to make it be known about their displeasure about the government trying to influence and trying to silence people, especially comedians are some of the first people they tried to silence. And yeah, so that was a great story. Hey, Ashley, so good to see you. Hi, welcome, everyone. Yes. Oh, that's a good question. Is it an assassination if someone was an unelected official? Well, we talk about how Martin Luther King was assassinated. Not that he's anybody like Martin Luther King, even though they're trying to make him into. But yeah, I think you can be assassinated even if you're not an elected official. If you're a public figure and you're being attacked for your positions, your speech, that sort of thing. I think so. Yeah. Oh, really? Well, other people, yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Tiffany. Yes. So, yeah, it's really interesting what happens. So often what we'll see happen is there'll be an event at the lunar eclipse when it comes first, that big burst of energy where all is revealed. We had a lunar eclipse in Pisces where that assassination happened. And on the day of the solar eclipse, something happens. And that was the day of the funeral, which I did not watch. But the thing I read about the funeral, apparently and this eclipse had a lot to do with communication as well as paperwork. And Grindr had there was a concentration of Grindr accounts being active in Arizona. So yeah, a lot of people on the down low were visiting Arizona and at the funeral service on Sunday. So that was the news that stuck out to me about that. But political violence is horrible and really terrible. And yeah, it's bad. So today Mars is square Pluto. So that has a lot of intensity. And it'll be really interesting to see. Kamala Harris is launching her book. And I bought her book, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And she's having her first book tour tonight. And yeah, so I'm putting out good juju, visioning her safety. But I wonder, with Mars square Pluto, what secrets, what unknown details that she's going to bring to the surface about behind the scenes Pluto and Aquarius, this powerful group of the Democratic Party, what she's going to be sharing, or about the former president, Joe Biden. So that will be interesting. Think about Mars square Pluto if you read anything about her, as well as things that are happening today. Yes, if you're having any kind of circulation issues, take good care of it right away, because Aquarius rules the circulatory system. And yeah, and Pluto's opposite Leo. Leo rules, Aquarius is opposite Leo. Leo rules the heart. So yeah, take good care of yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Grindr was very busy in Arizona. So the hypocrisy of these people saying negative things about gay people, and then, yeah, being on the down low. Another thing that happened, I just noticed this today. So yesterday, the president declared Antifa a terrorist organization. My understanding is Antifa is not really an organization. It's just an idea about being anti-fascist, but what do I know? Anyway, I saw on social media someone that went by my feed a note that said this person is suspected of being part of Antifa. So report any suspicious activity. So there's something going on social media where people are being labeled. This is that Mars square Pluto. They're being, being accused of being part of this organization, and they're using social media to label and target people. I had no idea who the person was, so I don't know anything about that. Yeah. Okay, let me get to the cards. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, but now I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Okay, let's just get to the cards. I am going to be using the Butterfly Tarot, and this is Flight of the Butterfly Tarot by Kelly Burton, and it's her own indie deck creation. So what you're going to listen to is for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, and you may get some additional insights about your eclipse story, because eclipses open up, every new moon opens up a 29-day cycle, but eclipses initiate things, and you can see the reverberations of this new story where you walk through a door and you turn around and there's a wall, like something has changed for the next 6 months. So think about that. Think about, where is Virgo in your chart? What house is it in? And also, this Mars square Pluto may be bringing some stories to your conscious attention. So think about where Scorpio is, and squares are tense, and Aquarius is. So what actions do you want to take? What is revealed to you? Yeah, last night it was really funny. I get, on Facebook, I got this message from someone I'm no longer friends with, and I was trying to silence it so I don't get messages from them, and I accidentally broke them. So that was my Mars square Pluto. But then I figured out you could just unfollow, so you don't get messages from people. So yeah, notice if any communications came up that was oh, why is that person reading my stuff, or what have you. Okay, let's start with Aries. Ooh, interesting. Aries, I got King of Cups. So Aries is ruled by the planet Mars. Mars, the planet of action, drive, and assertion. And the planet that rules your sun, moon, or rising, Mars, is now in the sign of Scorpio for the next 2 months. And Scorpio is a water sign. So this is a really beautiful opportunity to think about how you can connect into your emotions in a healthy way, be more intuitive. The thing about Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio, it can be Mars is at home in Scorpio and Aries is the fire sign where like the quick cardinal initiating energy where it's good for defense or fighting. Yeah. And with Scorpio, that's more of the strategic, long-term thinking kind of Mars, action-taking, strategic energy, things done behind the scenes. The sniper, the assassin is a Mars and Scorpio theme. And think about how you can use that energy in new ways to slow down your action taking and be more strategic and get in touch with your emotional nature and show emotional leadership. Interesting. Taurus is the Knight of Swords. Look at these beautiful images. The Knight of Swords for Taurus, that's really interesting. Scorpio is opposite Taurus, so Mars is going opposite your Taurus placements. Let me see, what does Knight of Swords say? The swift messenger. That's exactly what happened to me. I accidentally poked someone who I meant to unfollow. The Knight of Swords confronts challenges head on, motivated by a desire to deliver and to contribute to his clan's cause. However, his impulsive nature often causes him to overlook important details as he navigates through confusion. He remains focused, following orders and delivering messages, regardless of their moral implications. His recklessness indicates that he needs to learn that his actions should be guided by a clear understanding of the truth rather than reactive nature. Ooh. And then it has a little message about Eros and Psyche relating to that myth. Yeah. So that's about, kind of slow down a little bit if you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising, especially when planets change signs. It takes a little bit to get used to the energy. And so, yeah, that Mars and Scorpio may take another day or so for you to get used to it. So just a reminder to watch out, which is not, Tauruses don't tend to be impulsive, but Venus, which rules Taurus, is in the sign of its fall in Virgo. So there can be themes of you not being at your best, potentially. Okay. Ooh, Gemini, the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of generosity and give and take. So think about that, Gemini. Doing something charitable or gracious for someone else. Think about maybe you have a favorite organization you want to donate to. So it's interesting. Kamala Harris is a Gemini rising and she is going to be signing her books tonight. So that is a Six of Pentacles. Somebody buys the book and then she signs it for them. So think about that. That's part of her story. Yeah. Yeah, helping someone with their packages, holding a door open for someone. That's what I kind of get with that as well. Yeah. Donating to your favorite charity. Okay, Cancer. I'm a Cancer rising. Let's see what our Cancer card is. Temperance. This is a major arcana card and about finding balance. This is a beautiful card, Temperance. It also is associated with Sagittarius. My boo is a Sagittarius, so that's interesting. I got the Temperance card. Let's see. I'm going to read this as well. The Temperance offers a sacred moment of reintegration, especially after the intense or polarizing experiences. Last week, I found very intense as we were leading up to the eclipse. Personally for me, because I have Pluto in Virgo, so the eclipse was very near my Pluto. So it brought up some themes of deep fears, deep-seated subconscious fears about what's going on in the collective. There's been really this rising, like hate rising up, all of this, you know, with this guy who was said a lot of negative things about people of color, particularly Black people, like that coming up into the collective. It was really, brought up some, yucky feelings. And when he was assassinated, all these people started calling for civil war until they realized it was, a white guy from Utah who did the killing. So that was really unnerving. And I really kind of felt that intensity last week. But now the energy has passed and I'm feeling a lot calmer. And the fact that the people got Jimmy Kimmel back on the air, fighting for free speech, was very comforting. So this is about return to center and restore harmony and stasis. And then it talks a little bit about the sacred story. Like Eros and Psyche, fire and water were an unlikely union. On their journey, Eros was the shooting archer desire, and Psyche was the healing heart, soul awakening. They represent the mirroring of the goddess of the soul and the god of love. Soul notes, alchemy, balance, healing, the sacred blend of opposites, integration after extremes, softening the fire by your gentle actions and understanding how to mediate obstacles. So if you've been Cancer rising, Cancer's a water sign. If you've been feeling a lot of intensity, how can you bring more balance with the Temperance card? That can also be about, temperance if you have any kind of substance issues. This is a great energy, Saturn's in Pisces, to quit like drinking or drugging or anything. Or like eating potato chips nonstop, even though I ate some potato chips last night. I had some candy. I had such a long work day. I didn't have dinner and I just grabbed stuff, but I won't do that again. That'll take that message as I need to be temperate. Okay, let's see. You're so sick of her book. It's barely even been taught. I've barely seen anything about it. Yeah, they're trying to criminalize being against fascism, which makes no sense. Oh, thank you. Thank you, wifey Loretta. Let me see if there are any other comments. Hey, Ale Morena. Your Jupiter's at 0 Scorpio. So, how have you been feeling with that? Mars conjunct Jupiter can be, what actions you take will be, Mars can be expansive. So I think Mars conjunct Jupiter in the 8th. Do you have any debt that you want to get rid of? Do you need to pay taxes? These are 8th house things. What about your will? What about health directives? These are things you might want to think about taking action to get done. Yeah, who's getting your stuff when you pass on? It's never too late to think about. It's never too early to think about that kind of stuff, even if you're only in your whatever 30s, 40s, 50s. It's a good idea to take care of that kind of business so that people know your wishes, what you want. Yeah. Okay, Tiffany, the eclipse was within a degree of your sun, Saturn, but it was a different sign. So really notice what you experience with sun, Saturn, eclipse, sun, Saturn. Saturn is expertise. When I had an eclipse on my sun, Saturn, mine is in the 11th house. Think about what house it's in. That was right when I launched my podcast. So that gave me my identity in the collective, in my community, 11th house, displaying my expertise, Saturn, and giving practical guidance, Taurus, about things. So how do you want to use your Saturn? If you have Saturn in Libra, what house is your sun, Saturn in Libra in? Ooh. Leo, the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords really speaks to new starts, about communication. Think about how the pen is mightier than the sword. Just be mindful of the things that you're saying, Leo, because what's happening for Leo, especially if you have anything in early degrees, Mars and Scorpio is squaring your Leo placements, and Pluto is opposite. So notice if frustration is starting to come up within you. Watch out for any kind of power struggles. There can be power struggles. With Pluto, it's like you, another person, and a third thing. It could be a third person. It could be about a thing or a situation. So just really notice, Leo, what's going on. Notice inner tension and be mindful of your words. They can be used decisively to be very clear. And Leo's a fire sign, so you know how to do so. But watch out for like unintentionally, hurting someone with your words, I would say. And if you're going to go to battle, it can get really intense. But sometimes you need to go to battle. Okay. Ooh, Virgo. Oh, I thought it was a different card. But anyway, Virgo, 9 of Wands. This is a card of, ooh, look how beautiful that card is. At first I thought it was 9 of Cups, sorry. But 9 of Wands, it's like you're at the end. And this is so having an eclipse at 29 Virgo. Are you trying to achieve something and it's just like, you're almost to the finish line. There's one more thing you need to do for the success. And if you're working on something, Virgo, this next 6 months can be really amazing for you to get your work out there. But it's also a call to be mindful about exhaustion, because this is in the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is like a soldier limping home after the war. So there's energy of you're almost there, but there's still a little more road to conquer. Let me read what it says for you, Virgo, since you just had your eclipse. And wands are fire. Let's see. Okay. Endurance of the flame. So think about how you can endure to the next step. And if you're a Virgo rising, specifically even potentially a Virgo sun, the South Node is going through Virgo. So what it is doing is it can be, the South Node, it's a cosmic drain. So it can be draining some of your vitality. Maybe you're working so hard. Think about where you have Virgo, everyone. And notice how the topics of that house maybe have been a little difficult. But what it also does is it turns things inside out so that you can see them. Like I have Virgo in my third house, and, you know, there's been anxiety with, you know, the insane maniac in the White House who acted ridiculous yesterday at the UN. Oh my God. Yeah, so I've been really working on it, and from the beginning of the year to now, I've made a lot of observations about my thinking. And yeah, I have Pluto in the third, so Pluto's where you kind of get burned alive. So it is the area of my life that I have to be aware of, that about, you know, keeping optimistic. Like it felt like, oh my God, where are we going? But now seeing the administration as having failures that, yeah, I don't think we're not, the attempts to make the Fourth Reich aren't going as planned. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, think about what's been turned inside out. Gavin Newsom is a Virgo rising, and people are really seeing what a fighter he is. He has Mars at his IC in Sagittarius. He's a crusader, square Pluto on his ascendant. He is like, knows how to wield power. And yeah, my governor is really one of the only Democrats in the country that's been fighting back against what's going on. So, and the erosion of our rights. So think about, that's an example about how he's using how the South Node, we're seeing that work with him. But it's also, I'm sure he's somewhat exhausted from overwork, from the stress. I mean, he's putting his life on the line. He could be, you know, potentially this administration is doing things that are really breaking the Constitution all the time. He could be arrested or something, you know, we're seeing that with him. So think about that. Think about, where is Virgo? What is the South Node scooping up to bring to your conscious attention? It's there to help you, because the South Node like pulls, it's a drain, it's a toilet bowl. So think about that. Okay, endurance of the flame. You may feel tired, but you are not broken. You have gained experience and endured challenges. Though you may have many scars, you know the way forward. You are close to the end of a long journey, and your resilience is your strength. Take time to assess your situation and remember your past battles, and do not let your fire be extinguished. So this is a positive nudge from the universe, Virgo. No matter how tired you are, you've got this. You can keep going. And then it says, although exhausted, Psyche must prepare for one more trial. Yeah. And then it goes on. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but yeah. So just know there's a need for endurance. You got this. You're almost there. And this is part of your cycle. The South Node goes through every house. It was here before, about 18 years ago. So think about what was going on in your life. I think it was 2006, I believe. We had the same eclipse season, the eclipses approximately. Okay, Libra, the Princess of Pentacles, Libra. Ooh, and this is Kamala Harris is a Libra sun. She's a Libra sun. Ooh, Aries moon, King of Cups. Ooh, Joe Biden is she's a Libra sun, Aries moon. So Joe Biden's a King of Cups. So because he's a Scorpio sun. So yeah, there's some things she said in the book. And then she's a Gemini rising, that Six of Pentacles. Oh, good. I think her thing is going to go good. Princess of Pentacles. Pentacles are earth. What are you manifesting? What are you creating, Gemini? I mean, Libra. The sun is in your sign. You're getting ready to have a birthday. And let's see. Let me just read a little bit from Princess of Pentacles. Maiden of the earth. Through mindful observation, she begins to see how every action sets a ripple in motion, how every seed needs care to grow. With curiosity in her gaze and her feet planted firmly on the earth, she starts to grasp the sacred weight of the material world and the quiet magic found in tending to what's real. This is the dawn of wisdom grounded in experience. By paying close attention to the cause and effect of your own life, you lay the foundation for all that is to come. So Psyche teaches us that true growth begins with humility, curiosity, and a willingness to learn through the body and the earth. Her journey shows that wisdom isn't granted all at once. The soul matures not only through passion or vision, but through presence, patience, and care. She witnessed that true growth comes from humility and perseverance. So think about, what do you want to grow? Ooh, Tiffany, this almost looks like it could be you. A beautiful woman sitting there, pondering next steps, thinking about who's the next man that's going to have the good luck of your graces. So think about, what do you want to grow this year, Libra, now that you're in your season? Oh, good. You have a full cup. Oh, good. Let's see. What else? Sorry. Okay. Oh, Denise, you're Aquarius, Cancer, Cancer. That week's energy was trying. Yeah, really notice how you're feeling, because Mars is going to square, Mars in Scorpio is going to square your Aquarius placements. I see what you're saying, Hot Tater. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the book, Hot Tater. It's that I think what's going to be in the book, and what's going to be, because it's coming out with this Mars square Pluto, that she's going to be giving insights on how we got in this horrible situation, and exposing some things for the best, so that maybe better things can happen in the future. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. Scorpio, Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is, look how beautiful the card is. This is about leaving a turbulent situation for calmer waters. So sometimes there can be thoughts of, it's a transition card. And there could be, you may not really want to take the journey because there's something that, you valued back there. Like it could be about a relationship or something, or a job, but you know that you need to move away and there's generally better things to come. Although it's interesting with this card, it's kind of like the turbulent waters are on the side. It looks a little different than my conception. And this is Mercury in Aquarius. So what's nice about these cards also have the astrology correspondence. Like for Gemini, it's Moon in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus, Six of Pentacles. So that's a nice thing about these cards. Let's see, Six of Swords. The passage to calmer waters. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Moving away from rough seas to calmer waters. But there's a sense of you're leaving something that you valued behind. Yeah. The Sagittarius is the Death card. So Death card is not about a literal death. It's about transformation. So you can think about, what do you need to, and this is a major arcana. What are you called to leave behind for better things? Shedding what is no longer serving you. Yeah. And it's card number 13. Let me read that real quick. The Flight. Death offers a journey into the unknown. A conscious surrender to transformation is a death, but on your own terms. Beyond physical death lies a deeper test that carries the weight of finality, of cycling through again. It's not an end, but is an inescapable sacred process, a complete metamorphosis, like the caterpillar into the chrysalis. The self liquefies and is reborn into a butterfly. So Virgo and Sagittarius are in a square. So there could be a need for you. Think about what you need to leave behind. And maybe it's something to help your health. Sagittarius can be overindulgent at times. So what do you need to leave behind? Maybe you want to leave behind a substance, overspending, whatever. And if you're anxious or overthinking, maybe it's something related to that. Ooh, Capricorn, the Chariot. The Chariot is also major arcana. This is a card of movement and challenge. So if you need to get your car serviced, Capricorn, that could be something where this is a message about. But where are you driving to? And with Cancer was Temperance. So this is a great indication that if you have goals, you're ready to move forward, full steam ahead in order to achieve them. You can manage any challenge, but just remember, be a little temperate. Because Capricorn at times can be so driven that, oh, these are really good cards. Be so driven that you exhaust yourself with overworking and whatnot. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, Two of Pentacles. This is the Jupiter and Capricorn card. Two of Pentacles. This is about balancing what you have, all the things you have to do. So with the Ace of Swords being in Leo, which is opposite you, and the Two of Pentacles, this can be a card about juggling, prioritization. Think about Ace of Swords, maybe take some time, make a list about what are the important things you need to do and organize them and prioritize them so that you can balance all your things. On the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's like a juggler. And if you start having so many balls in the air and you're not managing, or you can just start dropping them all over the place. So it's just mindful to bring in some balance. Yes. The dance of balance is what it's called. Yeah. You're learning to manage the seen and unseen forces. Try not to just spin your wheels. Feel the rhythm of your situation. Sometimes momentum can contribute without your infinite involvement. And it talks about managing time, money, emotions, and desires. Balancing all these things. And with Mars square Aquarius, I think this is Mars square Pluto in Aquarius, Mars in Scorpio. I think this is a really important message for Aquarius to keep in mind. You'll get really frustrated potentially if you don't take a step back, think about what you need to do, and maybe make some changes before you just start going too fast. Take some time. It's worth that time and the effort to sit and prioritize all the things you have to do. I need to do that too. I've got so much to do. Okay. Ooh, this is the only card that's really difficult. Okay. This is for Pisces. Interesting. 5 of Pentacles. This can be a card that speaks to, and Saturn is now in the sign of Pisces. So this card has a Saturnian essence. It's in the regular tarot, the brighter weight. It's 2 people outside a church, out in the cold. It can be a card that's associated with money difficulties or health difficulties. So if anything's going on, just go to the doctor. This is 5 of Pentacles, the world beyond the glass. It speaks to the season of hardship, whether emotional, financial, or spiritual. The imagery in this card suggests that change is already in motion. Like winter beginning to thaw, you may not feel it yet. A butterfly hovers near the stained glass of the cathedral, craving sunlight, but it's unable to pass through. This symbolizes the soul's longing for transformation, worth, and belonging, while feeling shut out or unseen. Psyche believed that she was a hopeless outcast and abandoned by her family. Looking back, she understood the fear-based decisions her family had made to leave her and let her face the unknown tragedy ahead. Then, even though Aries rescued her, she saw that love and beauty weren't enough without her freedom. Her life became surreal. A mortal living in another realm, she felt out of place here and an outcast from down below in the human world. So Saturn went into Pisces March of 2023, and then it moved into Aries in May, but it moved back into Pisces September 1st. So notice if there have been themes about stuff you thought you had overcome, or about if only feelings of feeling separated or rejected, or the themes of difficulty or weakness that Saturn can bring have come back up to your conscious attention, because you're wrapping up this cycle that happens every 29 years. Saturn goes through Pisces. So just note what's going on. This is a psychological integration phase. So maybe you're wrapping something up and coming to terms with it. Saturn will leave Pisces for Aries in February, but there may be some themes that are resurfacing. Be really aware on Thanksgiving. Saturn stations direct on Thanksgiving, so there can be something big. It's going to be really interesting what's going on Thanksgiving. If it's just people are delayed about storms, why are people feeling, why is there such a big Saturnian energy around Thanksgiving? If you are thinking about, I don't want to travel to Aunt Becky's house, I want to stay home, just do it. Yeah, trust your intuition. So I hope that is helpful. Ooh, I've got a client. I've got to get going, but let me see. Are there any other? Oh, yeah. Hey, K-Word. So good to see you. You're a Virgo rising. Okay. Take good care of yourself with the 9 of Wands. Yeah, 9 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles. Virgo and Pisces. This makes total sense. We're in eclipse season. So you can be feeling a little, not, yes, Raven, we'll see. Raven, we'll see what happens. Hi, Ellen, so good to see you. Yeah, I'm glad Gavin has the guts too. Yeah, I was on a plane with him once. He really, and his wife, oh my God, they look so Libra. Aquarius was 2 of Pentacles. So balancing things, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy Venus going through Virgo, Ravens. As soon as Venus went into Virgo, I felt like some calmness come in, because it's my 3rd house. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Virgo rising. So some stuff came up from the 90s. Interesting, with the eclipse. Okay, good. Real, pure, true love. I call that in for you, Tiffany. Oh, Tarot Love and Magic. I don't know why you're not getting notifications when I go live. Maybe look at the little bell and push it off and push it back on again. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the reading. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're Libra, Aquarius, Pisces. Princess of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and Five of Pentacles. So think about, yeah. They're all pentacles. Think about the financial things that you want to bring into your life is what I'm thinking about that, or how you want to. Yes. Oh, you're going through a breakup, Ridiculisa. So yes, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're feeling left like out in the cold. I'm so sorry to hear that. When breakups happen in eclipse season, that maybe it was just meant to be. So there's a lot of emotion with the Pisces energy. And I hope with the sun and going through Libra, it can help you bring more balance and get a little like detachment from the pain. Yeah. Oh, breaking a shopping habit, Tiffany. Okay. Put your wallets away. Put that credit card back in your purse. You always look fantastic. Shop in your closet. I bet as a Libra, you're like 10 deep in your closet. You can like recycle. I'd like that. Recycle. Like I see you like moving your closet around and finding things. Oh, I didn't even know I had that. And yeah, rather than, you have 100 pairs of shoes. Okay, you got your reading. You absolutely did. Hi, Flu. Yes. Okay. Okay, I better go. Yeah, I'll put this on YouTube later today. Hi, Ashley. Yeah, I am well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay, it might take me, I have to do a client before I post the picture, I think. But I will put the picture of the cards. Please support Kelly Burton. She's an amazing creator. Flight of the Butterfly Tarot. And her decks are just absolutely amazing. Beautiful artwork, beautiful messages. And yeah, take good care of yourselves. And tomorrow, I'm going to be talking to Dabney Lawless. And so I think I'm going to stream it here, but we're going to be on YouTube. So I'll post that up later today. Okay, take good care. Bye.